Welcome to Top 5 Go, the show where we deep dive into the realms of beer, comics, and all things geeky. I'm Jeff, joined by John, Andrew, and Stu, and we're going to be going through this week the top 5 90s action movies. If this is your first time watching the show, all we do is we rate our top 5 movies of or any category actually of any given topic, and I assign points based on where they place on people's lists. So if it's number 5, it gets a point. If it's number 4, it gets 2 points, and all the way up to number 1, where a number 1 answer is worth 5 points. And the idea would be that we have an algorithm, and I've created an algorithm that allows us to decide through science and petty arguments what the number 1 best answer is, and it can't be refuted after that. This week we're talking about 90s action movies. I, like Andrew said just before we went to air, I'd be very surprised if we don't match up a wee bit more on this one. If you watched our previous episodes, you know that we have a big problem with matching shit, surprisingly. But yeah, number 5. So we'll kick straight at it. 3, 2, 1. The number 5's on everyone's list. Oh, so straight away, what we got?
Oh, look at that.
Okay, Point Break, Andrew. I totally forgot about Point Break, and that's opened up a full. Yeah.
Yeah, I think opened up. Point Break is it's a great movie. I think it was kind of one of the first times I became aware of Keanu Reeves. It was Patrick Swayze at his best. Gary Busey, who I've talked about, who's an actor that I've got a lot of fondness for, as a sort of character. It's a heist movie before heist movies became a thing. The dead presidents and the undercover agent getting them. It's also the thingy as well, the surf and stuff like this. I know they tried to remake it with one of the Hemsworths, I think, a few years ago. Didn't bother watching it, but Point Break.
Great movie. Very much like our 90s, very much like our X-Men list, I should say. Also a movie that you can just watch like 2 minutes of it, and then most people will be able to work out exactly when that film was made.
Yeah.
It's a great one. Also, the shooting the air and shouting trope came from Point Break. It's a great movie.
Reference in Hot Fuzz, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. The Hard Way. I don't know the Hard Way.
The Hard Way.
LYPD.
You know the Hard Way?
I don't know the Hard Way.
The Hard Way. The Hard Way is a comedy action film, more action than comedy, to be honest. But it's Michael J. Fox and James Woods, and Cool J is one of his first team roles. Basically, Michael J. Fox is a Hollywood actor who does a lot of action comedy films like Indiana Jones, Alan Quartermain, who wants to break out into like serious gritty roles. And there's a role like a New York cop that he really wants to do. So he ends up following James Woods around, but James Woods cannot stand him. But at the same time, James Woods is going to catch a serial killer who is loose in the streets of New York. And it's kind of, it's a mid-match buddy comedy, action thriller. It's just a fantastic film. I love it so much.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Tombstone. I forget Tombstone. That's like just into the 90s as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's Mustache, the music.
93, actually.
Western.
Yeah.
So it's a great movie. I thought I spoke about it earlier on when we talked about Michael Biehn in a previous episode, and Tombstone's absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great ensemble cast. And it's just sort of like your 90s portrayal of a Western. And just big characters, big action, and like just bloody effects, like seeing people taking shotguns to the gut. Just absolute classic. And again, like one-liners, like Val Kilmer, his character is almost iconic for his quips.
I'm here, Huckleberry.
Yeah.
He's just
I love Tombstone, man. I put Starship Troopers. It's just great. Annoyingly, put my 90s list together right before we went to air, and then realised that one of my favourite 80s action movies was directed by the same guy, and I didn't put it in my top 5. And actually, I would argue it's my number 1 movie. So I'm gonna have to write that in later somehow. But yeah, Starship Troopers is great. Paul Verhoeven's RoboCop is one of the best films ever made, and none of us said it in the top 5 action movies of the 80s.
No, I said RoboCop.
Totally, we're all kicking ourselves. Yeah, Starship Troopers is great. If you've not seen it, everybody went to the cinema. Imagine I didn't get to go to see it in the cinema because I was too young. But it was one of those movies that I was so chuffed to see. I was 11 when I saw it and was like, oh my god, I'm too young to be watching this. And yeah, I think everyone went to the film expecting like a cool action movie with Marines, and what you got was this really satirical, like tongue-in-cheek, anti-war film almost, and it's just really good.
Yep.
Everyone should watch Starship Troopers. Absolutely hilarious, great ensemble cast. Barney from How I Met Your Mother in an early role, and yeah, it's just brilliant. Everyone should watch Starship Troopers. If you've not seen it, you need to see it. It's one of those movies everyone needs to see. Number 4 is, guys, yeah? Quickly. I'm keeping this quick time. 3, 2, 1.
4.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
I'm going to notice that I think there's a trend about to emerge in the middles of this list. Particularly with your Conaires and your faces off. Conair missed my list because I get annoyed with Conair because it doesn't, like, it's a film where like nothing goes the hero's way in the end. Even the nice resolve isn't a nice resolve. It's just weird.
It's just a great film. But just so many great characters, great actors, just hamming it up. Who would have thought you'd get, John Malkovich as Cyrus the Virus Grissom, It's so good, Danny Trejo in it, you've got your Ving Rhames is, it's fantastic. Steve Buscemi is
Steve Buscemi, can't forget Buscemi. Get a guy from
good.
Fargo. It's just like
it's just creepy as hell. Yeah, well, obviously I know the Adam Sandler films, Airhead, stuff like that. And you see him in this, it's like, wow, okay, creepy. And Nicolas Cage, and Nicolas Cage just get let loose with his deep South accent. It's weird and fantastic all at the same time. It's just a great film.
Yeah, it's good. I enjoy it.
Oh wait, actually, could we? I'm going to say this out loud on the recording so it could happen. Future episode idea: top 5 Nick Cage films.
Yeah, easily.
Easily.
Yeah, definitely a future episode there, man. Talk about top 5 Nicolas Cage movies. Conair's definitely in there, but then so's Face Off.
It is. it's just mad action nonsense, and we want to take his face off. It's absolute pivotal film of the childhood. There's action sequences just on the boats. There's doves. It's John Woo. Like, just so much going on. Nick Cage feeling like choir girls.
So it's like, if you didn't get your face back, you'll never have your face again. It's like,
so funny. Such a silly movie, but very, very good. I had Total Recall at number 4, my second Paul Verhoeven movie of the list. Total Recall, 1990, so it just gets in there. I think it's quite early in 1990 as well. But just fucking Barbie, isn't it? It's just it's just great. Absolutely amazing. Again, so many memes in that movie. But yeah, just one of the greatest action movies ever, and it's just so violent, unnecessarily violent. Always that bit where he uses a total random on the subway as a human shield, and the squibs are going just mindlessly violent, and it's just great fun. And Arnold maybe coming very close to coming to the end of his heyday. It's maybe 1 or 2 movies that are going to follow, but that's just peak Arnie with a bit of brains. I like the Arnie movies where there's a wee bit more thought going into the movies. I think Total Recall is that. It's great.
It was based on a story, I believe, by Philip K. Dick, who was also
it is.
Blade Runner. So the backstory, which was probably better represented in the Colin Farrell one, which came a few decades later, but it wasn't as good as that one. So.
Just peak 90s, just great. Number 3.
Again, you're missing out my number 4.
I'm so sorry. Die Hard 2. Yeah.
Die Hard.
Die Hard 2, and I know I didn't have Die Hard in my 80s movies, and I didn't have Die Hard earlier on. And I would say it's up there amongst the greatest movies ever made, the greatest sequels ever made. It's a phenomenally good movie with William Sadler and John Amos as the bad guys. Die Hard set in an airport. It's a great movie. It's an absolutely great movie.
There's an amazing spin-off game as well for the PlayStation 1.
Mm-hmm.
Die Hard 2 had a PlayStation 1 game and it was great. It was like,
did not know that.
Yeah, it was shoot 'em up in an airport. It's brilliant. I'd be surprised if that's the only Die Hard movie in your list. I haven't got any Die Hard movies on my list, but often Die Hard 2 is the forgotten Die Hard of the first 3.
Oh no, I disagree. I think Die Hard's sort of the best of them, apart from maybe the first. I would say. What I was going to say is that it's the number 2. It's like possibly the best sequel to a movie ever made, apart from one other that I have a funny feeling is going to appear multiple times in the coming minutes.
Maybe in the 90s, because I obviously had Aliens in our 80s countdown. I think Aliens is one of the best sequels ever made. It's all up there. All right, awesome. Number 3's in. 3, 2, 1. I was going to put Ninja Turtles in mine and was struggling. The Matrix. Hold on, let me get the list down. The Rock.
More Nicolas Cage. You can't have enough.
Matrix. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. The Turtles.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
It was just so cool
to
see it become a live action version, and it worked.
Yeah.
Absolute great summer as a kid.
The rubber mask.
Yeah. It was perfect. They just did not pick up on it as a kid. It worked. There was a cool soundtrack you got free with the newspaper. It was absolute just this effing poster, man. So bloody cool.
I got the 7-inch single of the theme tune, and that folded out into that poster. Yeah.
Oh, that's that bit where they cowabunga at the end, and it starts going TURTLE power. It's just, oh man. We talked about this on our Brewgooders podcast. I watched the Turtles movie last year and cried as well. Like it's one of those movies that hits different as you get older and become a dad, and like that's what the film becomes. It becomes a movie about a dad. And it's like, oh no, what were you doing this to me for? that bit where Raphael gets absolutely hammered by the Foot Clan as well. It's brutal.
Like the dread, like absolute. Like realizing he's outnumbered, he's lost one of his weapons, he's thrown through the glass ceiling, and then they sneak away to like that house in the middle of nowhere and they stick him in a bathtub for like half an hour.
That's what you do with a turtle, I think.
You do with a normal turtle. We'll put him in some water and hope for the best.
Amazing Casey Jones as well. I think excellent.
Yeah.
Very surprised, Andrew, that The Matrix is so low down in your list.
Once you see the top 2, I don't think you will be. I mean, The Matrix is up there with not just the best movies ever made, it's probably the best science fiction movie, maybe apart from 2001 or Blade Runner. The Matrix is just a phenomenally good movie, so well made. And there's like it's like reducing things like that. Every subsequent Matrix movie has been 2 steps below.
Yeah, at least.
Something like that, they just get worse and worse to the extent where you wonder why they do it anymore. But the original Matrix movie, great movie.
Yeah. It was one of those films I feel like when you say everything being 2 steps below, it just pitched it at the right level, and it's just perfect. It's a perfect film, in my opinion. And just explored its own lore enough to be brilliant, and then once you started adding in like rogue computer software and stuff into sequels and that, it just gets a bit too high concept, and it is quite a high concept movie anyway. Yeah, it's a great movie. The Matrix is untouchable, I think, in many regards. And yeah, if you watch, like I've watched loads of movies with Sonny recently, like Shrek and stuff like that, and just it got riffed on so much for years, didn't it? Yeah,
Totally
all the time.
They introduced it, changed a lot of things, and it was lampooned a lot.
Yeah.
Totally. And then back to Nicolas Cage, we've got The Rock. Just a great movie.
Come on now. Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, Michael Bay at the height of his powers. Just a great film, you know. And I love the fact that people recently cottoned on to the fact that, well, in this film, this could technically be Sean Connery as James Bond in his very last mission, you know.
I understand it was written as a James Bond film. It was supposed to be a James Bond film, but Michael Bay couldn't get the rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a fantastic movie. Sean Connery, just so many one lines. Ed Harris, just a sterling performance. As
the guy from Candyman's in it as well. He's terrifying.
Tony Todd, yeah. I pleasure in gutting you, boy. This Cage is just phenomenal in that.
And also friend of the podcast, Michael Bean's in that as well. Yeah.
Michael Bean, yeah, one of my all-time favorites. He was one of my with Bill Paxton, one of the mainstays of my VHS rentals back in the day. Also mentioned Tombstone. I got to meet him at a Comic-Con a couple of years back. He got him to sign a nice picture. So yeah, Michael Bean. Awesome.
Navy SEALs, Charlie Sheen.
Navy SEALs, Charlie Sheen, and Bill Paxton's in that.
And Bill Paxton. Yeah.
He was in. I forgot in our 80s episode. He was also in the Terminator very briefly. I've got talking about the Terminator. I've got T2, Judgment Day. Michael Bean's in it. Technically, he's in it for a. If you watch the director's cut, he's in it for a scene. Okay. Other than that, it's just bloody awesome, isn't it? I wish there's some things that I wish I knew or I got to experience, and I think it must have been absolutely amazing to go see T2 in the cinema. And one of that bit where if you watch it with that in mind, they play it very close to their chest about which Terminator is actually trying to kill John, and then there's just that moment where Arnold Schwarzenegger tells him to get down, and you're like, oh. That must have been up there. If you saw that in the cinema and you didn't know going in, you didn't know who the Terminator was, you would have been like, "Oh, okay."
Was it from a special?
I think they gave that away in the trailer.
Yeah.
T2 changed everything. It changed how good effects could be. It's special. Yeah. Yeah,
it is absolutely amazing. And that score again, that and just excellent movie, and just great casting, great action, great practical effects, great CGI, just good, still holds up. Like everyone that time. Yeah. Okay, number 2. 3, 2, 1. We're getting there. Oh, there we go. Die Hard with a Vengeance. I was to say, that's the one that I think. Die Hard with a Vengeance. True Lies.
Actually, to say that Die Hard with a Vengeance is better than Die Hard 2, Die Harder, that's crazy.
Die Hard with a Vengeance was my first Die Hard.
Okay.
So there you go.
No one forgets their first half.
Yeah,
no one forgets their first Die Hard. I think it was actually my first Die Hard as well, but I do like the first one there. Andrew, what was your one again? Sorry.
Mine's
Braveheart. Yeah, okay. Awesome. Yeah, Die Hard with a Vengeance is great. Samuel Jackson.
Jeremy Irons.
Oh yeah.
Like, just an excellent villain. The music that plays, like kind of like that military whistle where he walks in
Yeah.
and the sidekick, his partner with the sickle, like just so sinister the way she just walks in the room and starts slashing throats, and then just the fact that there's random bombings planned throughout the city, and the whole connection between him and Jesus, Sam Jackson's character. Like, even just watching it as a kid and not figuring out what the sandwich board sign meant, and just seeing John McClane at his roughest, and just looking like this big sack of a man with a hangover that's just woken up in an ashtray, and then he's been pulled into these games across the city, and that's brilliant. Even just like the whole, like, it's almost like a video game with like just different levels, like the guessing games, even like with the jugs. It's like, man, imagine being hungover and having to be put through these trials.
I think we all know how to solve that jug puzzle, like when it comes up, because we watched Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got this, guys. I've got this. Braveheart. Actually surprised to see it, but it's a great movie.
It's a great movie. I was actually at the world sort of premiere. Not to watch the movie though, unfortunately, but they had the world premiere of Braveheart at the UCI cinema in Edinburgh, because Randall Wallace wanted it to have it in Edinburgh. So we had it there, and I worked in the restaurant next door, and we did the after party for it. It was amazing. Mel Gibson wasn't there, but just about everybody else. James Cosmo was, and I've never been so impressed by someone in my life as James Cosmo. He doesn't need to be seen on screen, but he's just a big, big guy, and he was amazing. I loved it. I loved the movie. Obviously it was before the Patriot, before I started to realise that maybe Mel Gibson had a problem with English people. It's just a great movie.
Yeah, great tunes as well.
I was working in cinemas when that film came out, and every night, the audience would come out, "Kill the English!" Whoa! And my manager was English. And we used to stand at the bottom of the stairs every night and just good night to everyone as they walked past. He hid in the office every single night. We would knock out. He says, I'm not coming out. It's not happening. But he used to hide in the office every night when that film finished, because everyone was like, "Oh, really, really riled up."
It's a great movie. It's one I forget, and I enjoy it. I'm surprised as well, Andrew. Like another James Cameron movie, but not like must be the master of he must be one of the masters of action.
Braveheart's not a James Cameron movie.
No, but True Lies is, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was trying to segue, Andrew. Sorry. You're still like freedom. Right, we get it.
Yeah, True Lies was John's choice, was it?
Yes, True Lies, my choice. Yeah, True Lies, fantastic film. As you mentioned, maybe a film was back that was one of the last sort of big irony films. True Lies, kind of mid '94, it was. The next one I thought was Eraser. I didn't do too well at all. True Lies, fantastic. Last Action Hero was at 91, 92, something like that. I think so before True Lies. True Lies was James Cameron, irony at the top of his game. A proper action movie, spy movie. You got Charlton Heston doing his best Nick Fury impersonation with the eye patch. It's just such a great film. Once again, full of one-liners, and it's irony doing what it does best, just killing a bunch of terrorists.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Can I just as well? There's a guy who's appeared in more movies than we've talked about tonight, but it's never been the lead person. But Bill Paxton again is
Bill Paxton, yeah.
And he seems to have been in half the movies that we've talked about tonight.
Yeah, Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton, the only man to be killed by. He's the only man killed by an alien, a predator, and a Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Predator 2.
Yeah.
Another great film. This was all
Another great movie, yeah.
Predator 2.
No, Predator 2.
Yeah, True Lies, fantastic. Kind of it.
I had
Really good
it.
film.
I had The Rock again, and The Rock, and we've already talked about it. Great, amazing one-liners. One of my first movies that I remember watching, again underage, being about 10, 11, and watching it and being just totally like, oh my god, and made my mum buy me the VHS, watched it all the time, wore the video out. Just the thing about the Rocket Man. I'm trying to think of other one-liners. Just absolutely. I'm only borrowing your Humvee. It's just stuff like that. It's just good fun. Just a great movie. Totally ridiculous, but just very funny and very much fun and a great action film. Right, we're now on to everyone's number one, I believe.
Oh, here we go. That's very interesting.
3, 2, 1. Oofed. Okay, wait, hold on. Hard boiled and what was the other one?
More Jackie Chan or
Chow Yun-fat, John Woo.
Chow Yun-fat, yeah.
it was a Kung Fu.
Yeah, I've not seen Hard Boiled, I'm afraid to say.
It's just a terrific action movie. This one is like it was marketed over here as a gun fu in a sense, like heroic bloodshed. There'll be Chow Yun-fat running around with Joe pistols, slow motion dives, doves, shootouts in a hospital. Chow Yun-fat plays the character Tequila, and he gets served tequila chasers in a bar by John Woo playing saxophone. Like just sort of mad 90s nonsense like that. And yeah, it is just one of like the best, like, okay, Hong Kong cinemas, like martial arts is huge, but for a film that has no martial arts and it's just full on action, gunfights, like jumping through windows to shoot people, the tea house fight in the opening sequences is iconic. Like Chow Yun-fat fights through a kitchen, he's covered in like flour, so he's all white and ends up shooting a guy in the face, so he gets soaked in his blood. Like just iconic imagery. Like the poster's even like really iconic as well, because he's standing there holding like a child's like a newborn baby after having to jump out of like an exploding building, like a hospital, to save this child, and he's standing there with like a shotgun and like a newborn baby in like a subway. Is probably like definitely peak action for like Hong Kong cinema, and John Woo, like the top.
Yeah, good shout, man. It's on my list now. I've not seen it. Talk about like one of my favorite things about the 90s. I don't know if Hard Boiled's got has it got a decent score? I've noticed
like
that's a big thing about these movies. Yeah, kids go love this sax. That's what I've noticed about all these films, some amazing soundtracks, but one of my favourite ones, and a film that missed out in my top 5 is, but Speed is just great. So good.
Yep. Fantastic score. Really, really great premise for a film. The tagline is a bomb in a bus. If it goes under 50, it'll explode, and that's all you need to know. The fact that Sandra Bullock's in it is a bonus. Just a really fun. Jan de Wonstrom as director, as I mentioned, he was cinematographer before many films such as Die Hard. You can see a lot of the movement, the shots as well. You can see the constant movement of the bus, and you feel, how did they film some of these shots? Where Keanu Reeves is jumping on and off. It looks like he actually did stuff, and it's pretty cool. It's got like the line I still use to this day, which is the pop quiz hot shot. When somebody says, ask me a question, like pop quiz hot shot. It's in there. And it's just such a great film. And Dennis Hopper just chews scenery like nobody does.
Totally.
So good.
I think
Jeff Daniels, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Forget it's Jeff Daniels, isn't it? Also one of the best sequels of all time follows that as well. You know, like I think we talked about Alien and Aliens, we talked about Terminator and Terminator 2. I think we do need to talk about Speed and Speed 2 Cruise Control as well.
With Jason Patrick, was it?
I'm joking. Like we don't need to ever talk about Speed 2 Cruise Control.
What about the other sequel?
The Father Dead episode.
Milk Float, yeah.
It was actually a better sequel to Speed than Speed 2 wasn't it, ultimately?
Speed 2 is a lot of fun. Speed 2 is fun. It's stupid. So stupid, but it's fun, yeah. It's a boat. It's a boat that's got problems slowing down. Okay, fair enough.
So that's quite slow anyway, but it doesn't matter.
It's all good. But yeah, Speed is fantastic.
Absolutely. The Hard Way. So I got, where am I? Got Speed 2, Hard Boiled. What was your one, Andrew?
Terminator 2.
Terminator 2? Well, it was Terminator 2, sorry.
I'm absolutely staggered that this didn't appear on everybody's list at least once.
Yeah, so many to be honest.
It's the greatest sequel, apart from possibly The Godfather or Superman 2. It's just such a good movie that it takes the lore, expands on it, turns Sarah Connor into a sort of amazing fighter. You could believe child who grew up. I don't know if that's no believable about it. Edward Furlong, who's rather whiny. But yeah, Terminator 2, I think, was great. Defined effects. We spoke about it as well. I'm really surprised that it didn't make everybody's list in the top. Oh, there you go.
Well, I feel exactly the same about Matrix as well, for exactly the same reasons.
We had them reversed.
Yeah, we had them reversed. Surprised the Matrix didn't appear on everyone's list, and there's nothing we can say about Terminator 2 or the Matrix that haven't already been said, I don't think. So, but looking at the list, we do have a draw for the first time in our series.
It's Terminator 2 and the Matrix.
Between Terminator 2 and the Matrix, yeah. So obviously when this episode goes out live, we'll make sure that there's a poll as well. I think to decide what is.
That's John and Stu. As long as one of them doesn't say T2 and one of them says the Matrix.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
I don't know. I think we'll do okay.
Well, the thing is, they were both circling the top 10 of mine, so it's appealing by what are the ones I enjoyed the most, so.
If I had to sit down and watch one of them right after list, it would be T2.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably me T2 as well, to be honest. Yeah, because I have to sit down because I watched it recently, and T2 I haven't for about 10 years. So.
Yeah. That so I probably would argue then as a podcast we would lean into T2 more than the Matrix. But in order to get like those hits up, I'll put a wee poll out and see if everyone else agrees with that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Comments and all that sort of stuff. And join us next time where we'll be discussing something else randomly and coming up with a scientific algorithm that suggests that something is better than other things. Cheers.